2020 will remain an epochal one in the world history for centuries to come, as the entire world was swept into a pandemic hardly witnessed by humanity due to the novel coronavirus. This gathering is aimed at looking into a study into the effect and response to COVID-19 by Nigeria's legislature and lessons learned. President of the Senate is optimistic that the research report is expected to contribute to existing emergent body of knowledge in legislative response in dealing with emergencies, and also to serve as a guide to Nigeria's legislature on steps to take in a time of similar situations in the future.
Nigeria may not achieve the herd immunity in the next 4 or 5 years with our 200 million population, and this is not a fact based on any scientific research. I don't want to be misquoted. I'm assuming that if it will take the years up to probably the end of this year to achieve 70–75% of vaccination for those that are within the age bracket, some countries, developed countries, may be looking at the next year with our 200 million or even more. And so far we have only about 4 million. I don't know how we can get 70% of our people vaccinated, and that will translate into about 150 million or even more. To vaccinate them in the next 2 years or even 3 years.
He is also seeking international collaborations with other countries who are also doing research work on COVID-19 vaccines.
I listened to a Nigerian scientist who is based in the US yesterday, and he said it will require only 1 year for a Nigerian project to get its own vaccine. And the vaccine is not supposed to be for Nigerians only, and that's why we need international collaboration. It will be a vaccine that can be easily used by other countries, even though when we are able to achieve that, we also target our population first like all other countries are doing.
Chairman of the Young Parliamentary Forum, who doubles as the representatives of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, said the efforts of the forum demonstrate a high level of commitment to contributing to an emergency matter of urgent national importance, such as the COVID-19 pandemic.
Parliaments world over have put in concerted efforts to mitigate the risk through the passage of necessary legislative reforms and ensure adequate public funding for sensitive sectors such as the public health system. The outbreak of the COVID-19 has indeed stretched legislatures' capacity to conduct legislative duties worldwide and has highlighted the critical need to scale up efforts in strengthening countries' ability to limit the impact of the pandemic.
For the participants, the research attempts to answer questions such as Parliament's role during health crisis, mitigation, and adopting strategies for Parliament's oversights, emergency relief response, communication with the public, and anti-corruption measures involved in responding to the pandemic.
This inability to immediately switch from the traditional physical and paper-based operation to digital and virtual forms further expose the soft underbelly of the State and National Assembly in reacting in a timely manner.
The world was totally concerned that democracy must not be locked down, even though the world was locked down. So the role of the Parliament was key to moving democracy forward during this period, and this is what made the research work that has been conducted very important.
We can still do more, and this research work will be a guiding document for us.
While the legislature provided leadership in managing the pandemic, there is room for improvement.
The research aims to identify and document interventions of the Nigerian legislatures at tackling and reducing the impact of COVID-19 in Nigeria from March to July 2020.